This evening's national anthem will be sung by a group with a long and varied history of performances for our servicemen and women. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ricochet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of colors and the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Fox News national correspondent, Miss Catherine Herridge.
Thank you very much. It's really a tremendous honor to be here this evening, and thank you all for coming to pay tribute to the chiefs of our armed services as well as the Special Operations Command, and to recognize the 6 young servicemen who will be honored tonight with the Grateful Nation Award. I would like to begin this evening by introducing JINSA's Vice President, Robert Friedman.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm Bob Friedman, a Vice President of JINSA, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you this evening. I'm a stand-in tonight for our National Chairman, Mark Broxmeyer, who, along with his wife and daughter, was felled by the flu. But he left me a pretty good jumping-off point. Mark stood before our members and guests a year ago and said he was thinking about lamenting some of America's problems before dinner. He said, "Certainly there are enough problems, but as I thought about the economy, the threat of terrorism on our own shores, and the reality of terrorism abroad, I realized that we also have a great deal to celebrate, and I would rather celebrate than lament." Now, it's been a long year since that 2008 JINSA dinner, and in many ways a worrisome one. The economy is not where we hoped it would be. Too many people are still out of work, and the debt we are accumulating will haunt us, our children, and our grandchildren. The country is still at war. While Iraq is moving haltingly towards stability and what we believe and hope will be effective consensual government, Afghanistan requires all the skill and fortitude we can muster. Pakistan makes us increasingly nervous, and so does Iran. Our friend and ally Israel was subjected to the theater of the absurd with the United Nations Human Rights Council, the home of some of the world's most terrible violators of human rights, equating Israel's defense against terrorism with terrorism itself, or even war crimes. And we as Americans can be sure that what they said about Israel as it defended its citizens, they will say about us as we pursue the defense of our own citizens and our friends and allies abroad. But like Mark, I would rather celebrate than lament. We are here this evening to celebrate our country and to honor and respect the men and women who protect and defend us. We celebrate the strength of our government, our people, and our institutions. Heading towards the Thanksgiving holiday, we're reminded to celebrate family, home, and community. Looking toward the December holidays, there will be a lot of candle lighting going on. Christmas lights and Hanukkah lights remind us that at the darkest points of winter, with the shortest days and the coldest nights, we are passing the winter and pushing toward the spring. We can celebrate that even before we get there. But most important, we're here to celebrate heroism, service, sacrifice, and country. The 5 service chiefs, the commander of the U.S. Special Operations Command, who will be presented with the Henry M. Jackson Distinguished Service Award, and our young Grateful Nation Award recipients are the embodiment of those qualities. We in JINSA try every day to honor our heroes, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Coast Guard, and to live up to the standards of service they set. I am not Pollyanna. The problems we face are real, the threats are real, and the gravity of the situation is real. There are those abroad and those here at home who seek nothing less than the destruction of our modern, liberal, tolerant, democratic life. They believe the 11th century represented the height of civilization, except that they are willing to use modern technology and modern resources to return us to that time. For those people, terror is not what they do, and terrified is what they want us to be. They want us to lose confidence in our world, our system of government, and our way of life. We must refuse. This dinner and JINSA's support of a strong and capable American defense establishment, working with like-minded democratic allies, is our way of saying we believe as much or more in our way as terrorists believe in theirs. We will not give it up. We will not concede, and we will not be terrified. And so we have to take the time deliberately to say out loud that America is an extraordinary country, an exceptional country. It has extraordinary and exceptional people rising up and volunteering to serve at risk of the greatest possible sacrifice. Our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are a force for good in the world. If we do less, we do those great people a disservice. If we forget to be grateful for the blessings of this country, we do ourselves a disservice. This evening, then, is given to celebration of the best of who we are and what we do. Thank you. It is now my great pleasure to ask Catherine Herridge to begin the Henry M. Jackson Distinguished Service Award presentation.